Today I'm going to show you how to make the Bitmoji banner GIF or GIF that I have over here on the left side of my sandbox classroom. You can also see this same banner when you click courses and go to select my courses. So you need to be able to make it so that you can see the Bitmoji moving across on here and then also have her show up within this window here. So I'm going to show you how I did that using my previous Bitmoji classroom. I had also created a banner that went across like this when I had Google Classroom and wanted kind of the same sort of look. So I did it on this banner, and basically you just need to adjust the size of your page when you're making it if you've made one of these before. So if I look at my original Bitmoji classroom, this is kind of the bare bones of what my classroom looks like, and I wanted to use this to make it consistent so the kids recognize that this is my virtual classroom. And I opened a new Google slideshow, and this is just kind of the basic page. I'm going to adjust the page size so it'll fit in the banner within Schoology. So if I go to page setup, it's automatically set to this wide screen, and I want to set it up so it's custom sized. This is the size that worked for me, 8.17 by 12.67. You can play around with this. I actually think you can make it a bit longer, and I've seen some people that have put like their contact info down at the bottom or a picture of themselves. So this isn't set in stone, but this is just what I used. I'm going to go ahead and apply it, and now it's long like the banner within Schoology. The first thing I'm going to do is add my classroom background. So I'm going to go to background, choose an image, and then I'm just going to do a Google image search, and I typed in wall and floor background. So when I type in this search, all of these different options show up for my classroom. I always use this gray one just because it's super neutral. And then if I hit insert, it shows up. And then I'm going to pull those pieces from my Bitmoji classroom that I used before. If you don't already have a classroom set up, the way that I found a lot of these images is by going to insert, image, and then search the web. And you can type in things like, on this one I put whiteboard transparent, and then, whoops, added some extra letters. Transparent just works too. I used this one. It's the second one that shows up when you do this search. And if you search it with transparent, then it makes it so it looks like it's just an image within this room. Actually, that was probably good the way it was. And I'm going to center it. And then I'm going to just pull, to save time, I'm going to pull the stuff from my Bitmoji classroom I made before. So I always have this blue chair in my room. I'm going to copy all of these slides over here and make 7. I usually need about 7 to get my Bitmoji to go all the way across the screen. So I'm going to click on the actual slide over here on the left, and then I'm going to copy and paste this exact same slide until I have 7. and then go back to the top. And then I can show you in another video how to install this extension. There's also lots of videos on YouTube, but basically I just installed the Bitmoji extension for Chrome. And if you click on here, you get to use your Bitmoji from your account. And if you search pose, a lot of the times she'll show up kind of like by herself. I want to have her running in, so I'm going to search running. Sometimes that one makes it show up. There we go. I'm going to put this road runnery looking one in, and you're going to have to adjust the size. And it's important to pay attention to getting her kind of in the middle so that it shows up in that other banner when it's kind of more of the hamburger instead of the hot dog way. Make her a little bit bigger. Okay, so I'm gonna get her as close to the edge at the beginning as I can and crop off that extra again. Okay, so I feel pretty good about where she's at in the page and how big she is. So now I just need to keep adding my Bitmoji into each slide and have her move slightly across the slides. And the way that I do it so that I make sure that it looks like an animation when it's done is I actually paste 2 Bitmojis in this one. And I'll show you how I do that and then move it to the next slide. So I'll find my next Bitmoji. Walking one right here. I'm going to adjust her so she's about the same size as the one that I used before. And I'm going to put her so she's right next to that one too. And I'm going to copy it, delete her from this slide, and then go to the next one, and it'll paste it in the same spot I had it on that previous slide. So that's how I get the animation so they're right next to each other. So I might have to play around with this to make sure it works. One way to double check before you go into making the GIF is to switch between the slides and make sure you like how the movement looks. I think this one might need to go a little bit lower. Try that again. Perfect. Okay, so then if you go into add-ons, you may have to add this, or what I had to do, my district didn't have the Creator Studio, so I did it in my own personal account and then downloaded it to my computer when it was done. But you can just go to Get Add-ons if you need to find Creator Studio. And I'm going to go into Creator Studio and create a GIF. For the output, I set mine at 1200. And then I like having a half a second, 0.5 in between each slide. And then you want animated GIF for this one. And then you'll hit go. And when it says render completed at the bottom, it'll show up inside of your Google Drive. So if I go back to my Google Drive, here's my Bitmoji file. It should be back in my drive. And sometimes it doesn't show up under quick access right away, so you can check recent. And there's my GIF that I just created. To put this into my Schoology account, I'm going to download it. And then it'll show up in my downloads. And then I can add it into my course. So if I go to a sandbox course that I created that doesn't have my Mrs. G bouncing around, I'll click on Edit Picture, Attach File, and then it'll be in my downloads. And then she shows up. And that's how you create a Bitmoji Gif banner. Thanks for watching.